Recording.
Welcome back to the second episode of the 12's and Stars Sports Talk podcast. I'm your host, Wardang Sports, with my co-host, Prescott Season, and we are finally able to record and bring you another episode of us yapping about sports. How you doing today, buddy?
I am doing good. Hopefully we'll be able to get this out on a Wednesday next time and not literally maybe not upload it right 30 minutes or right as Thursday Night Football gets started.
Absolutely, indeed. So just to pretty much dive right in, Monday Night Football was a defensive slugfest featuring the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles edging out the Packers 10-7, and this is what a good defensive game looks like compared to Broncos and Raiders. This was a game dominated by good defense, rushing the ball, and a big play every now and then to, get the ball a little closer to the end zone, but really not a whole lot of capitalization on those big plays.
Exactly. And the running games were not, it was a running first game. It did not go well, even with it being a running first game. Both starting running backs considered one of the best at their positions were held under 4 yards a carry. Josh Jacobs 3.5, and Saquon Barkley a awful 2.7 and 60 yards, which surprisingly that has been happening to Saquon a lot this year. That Eagles offense is atrocious, and the Packers defense, one of the better units in football, was able to take advantage of it, and they didn't. That defense did enough to win. That Eagles defense just did enough to hold down the offense of the Packers, and you could tell they missed Tucker Kraft badly. They missed their star tight end. Like, with all the injuries they have at receiver.
Absolutely.
With all the injuries they have at receiver, Jaden Reed's still out. He's going to be coming back soon, but he's still out on IR. You had Romeo Dobbs, I believe, left the game. Matthew Golden was out, and you really were able to take advantage of Jordan Love and the play calling of Matt LaFleur this game, and that's what led the Eagles to winning in the way that they did. And there was no play more epitomizing of the entire game for the Packers offense than the draw play on 4th down near midfield on 4th and 1.
Mm-hmm. Just not great. But I mean, especially when it comes to the Packers offense, you could also epitomize their entire offense in that last kick, which was just a shank. I mean, I don't think it crossed the 20-yard line before it landed. I mean, it was really weird to see a game like this, but come out of it feeling like it's so different. When it comes to the Raiders-Broncos game, you're like, that was horrible football. But you watch a game like this, which, I mean, this is 10-7, and the Raiders game was also 10-7, the same exact score, but a completely different ball game. And in my opinion, I feel like this was great football, great defensive football, especially, and just to go over that defense, especially with the Eagles. I mean, we talked about. I mean, we talked about Jalen Phillips, how he was going to have a see if the Eagles could bring back his former self. I mean, Jalen Phillips really balled out. He had 6 total tackles, 4 solo, 1 tackle for loss, and 2 QB hits. I mean, and he had like even the fourth best game on the team for when it comes to defense.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Zach Bond with 8 total tackles. You have N'Kobe Dean with 7 total tackles and 6 of them being solo, with a sack and a tackle for loss. And then Reed Blankenship with 7 total tackles. I mean, this defense was really coming together as a unit and stopping the Packers team that, again, as we said, greatly missed their star tight end. So I feel like that was really cool to see when it comes to, I mean, you see, there's some drama going around with the Eagles right now in their offense, but to see the defense come together as a unit and play the way that they is a great sign for what's left of this season.
Exactly. And well, for 1 week, Jalen Phillips and this trade has proven me wrong. For 1 week, this trade has proven me wrong. Jalen Phillips and the Eagles defense, the way they used him, the way he performed, completely proved me wrong. I'll give him that. But now those Eagles have to try and rush the passer and stop the run against one of, if not the best offensive line in football in the Detroit Lions. And he's oftentimes probably going to be matched up with Penei Sewell, probably the best tackle in football. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, great game for the Eagles defense. The offense again did the Eagles offense things, but you can't not hold back the credit that this Eagles team deserves, being 8-2, even if they are a questionable 8-2 at this point in the season.
Absolutely. And just to, no, you pretty much covered it. You covered it right there. So to move on, let's just take a quick little gander, take a little look, a little peek at the Sunday slate we have. Some great games this week.
Yeah.
I mean, just to go over a couple, I'm biased, but you have Seahawks and Rams, two of the top teams in the NFC, who are also in the same division, battling it out for supremacy. I mean, you have Sam Darnold and JSN locked in, but then you have Matthew Stafford dishing no-look passes to players you didn't even know was on the team. I mean, both of these teams have played great football and are going to be playing great football come Sunday afternoon.
Exactly.
And you have a lot of pretty good matchups.
Yeah.
You have the Chargers and Jaguars. Sorry to cut you off. You have the Chargers and Jaguars. I mean, Jaguars 5-4, but there's potential there. Chargers 7-3, trying to keep it rolling. I mean, you have Buccaneers and Bills. Bills coming off of a big stinker against Miami. Honestly, I think that's the game that you're going to cover in a new segment this week. I don't know, but if you aren't, Bills sucked it up against the Dolphins. And the Buccaneers taking a loss to the Patriots. Both teams are looking to bounce back. I mean, there's some good games going on this week. But I feel like the game to look out for the most is the Lions and Eagles game.
Exactly. This is where the Eagles can prove me wrong on me calling them fraudulent, on me completely crapping on their offense, me just not giving them complete credit for the success they've had. They can finally prove me wrong by beating the Lions. Even though this screams, even though to me this screams just another rendition of 2023, where the week before they faced Dallas in Arlington, in week 12 or 13, whichever it was, they played San Francisco. They went down to Santa Clara, and they got BTA'd. They got humiliated, and they were, and heading into the next Sunday against Dallas, they would also arguably get a worse BTA moment in Arlington when the Cowboys completely humiliated them. See, here's the thing. The Eagles played the Niners on a 3:25 Central Time start. They got humiliated. Next week it was in prime time. This is reversed with Eagles playing in prime time against the Lions and the Cowboys and Eagles starting in 3:25. But it just feels so reminiscent of that 2023 season for Philly. And if they want to make sure that they can get people to shut up and say that this isn't that same team, this isn't just a repeat of 2023, they have to win this game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Absolutely. Completely agree. So, honestly, I mean, I kind of just want to, before we give our predictions, before just a little bit of college talk, we have a little segment, and I was wrong. You weren't going to cover the Bills, but this is just a new segment that we're going to call your Circus of the Week. And so I'll let you talk for a little bit and clown on one of the most inconsistent teams in the league right now.
Oh yeah. Now, I could have went off on a couple of teams. I could have went off on the Browns for letting up 2 kick returns for touchdowns. I believe it was back-to-back in their loss to the Jets, who had just traded away Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams. I could have went off on the Panthers, who could have had a statement win by completely dominating a 1-7 Saints team. Instead, they looked absolutely terrible. Again, I could have went off on the Bills, who completely crapped the bed against an infinitely inferior opponent in the Miami Dolphins, and just absolutely made me eat crow on the same week I called them the best team in football. But no. No. Jacksonville. Oh, Jacksonville. What was that? You were up 29-10 heading into the fourth quarter, excuse me. You had completely owned the Houston Texans without C.J. Stroud, led by Davis Mills, who had not started a game in over 2 years, if I'm correct. You had 1 yard of total offense in the fourth quarter. You let Davis Mills come back on you. You let him walk you down on that final offensive drive. I was so high on Liam Cohen, even still after, even if you guys were 5-4 at the time of his game. No, I don't know what to think of you anymore. You were already inconsistent to begin with. You seem to have completely just forgot the rest of the season happened after you beat Kansas City. And apparently you forgot there were 4 quarters of football to Sunday too. This was a pathetic game, and especially fourth quarter, by a team who could have stayed in the division race and could have stayed in the playoff hunt. I truly believe that this team is not going to make the playoffs now just because you completely failed to hold on to a 19-point lead. This was one of the worst performances I've ever seen out of a single team in one quarter. Oh my god. That's my circus of the week. I'm glad. I hope that there will be something equal or somehow even more stupid to completely clown on this Sunday, or heck, even tonight in a couple of hours. as the Jets and Patriots face off.
I'm just saying, put some respect on Money Mills' name because he was out there dealing. So, moving on again, a little bit of college talk. I don't know what's going on with OU football. Auburn football is on a bye week right now, and head coaching talks are heating up with Kenny Dillingham and John Sumrall. I don't know. I truly don't know who I want as my coach because these players are playing their hearts out for Durkin, but I just don't know if he has what it if we need him as a head coach because we put up so many points against Vanderbilt, but then because Durkin wasn't able to give all his energy to the defense, our defense lit up. So I think we need to keep letting Derek Nix call the plays, keep DJ Durkin there or as our defensive coordinator, and then hire a good coach. And I believe that Kenny Dillingham is going to be has the opportunity and has what it takes to be a good SEC coach, at least a coach in the SEC, but none other than one of the most dangerous jobs, sadly, in the league, which is Auburn. And it's dangerous because all of your rivals are some of the best college football programs to ever touch the pigskin. So we'll just see how it develops. But with my overview of the candidates, I truly believe that Kenny Dillingham is the future coach of the Auburn Tigers.
I hope he is. I think he deserves the opportunity. OU football, not much happened on the previous Saturday. We were on a bye. And now we head down to Nick Saban Stadium to play the Crimson Tide. This is the one game that can keep you alive in the playoff hunt if you win it. You're coming off beating a very inconsistent team, the Tennessee Volunteers, who are still good and have a whole ton of talent, but even still, you cannot lose this game if you want to make the college football playoff still. You just can't. There is no other option. Literally no other option. You have to go into Alabama, and you have to win this game. There's not much I have to talk about it. It is just win, win, win to keep your college football playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, just plain and simple. And just to correct you, because I don't know how many views we're going to get, but just to stave off any bad juju, he doesn't know. I do. It's Bryant-Denny Stadium, Nick Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Please don't.
Oh, excuse me.
Do not.
do not
cancel us, Alabama fans.
Do not come with pitchforks. Please, I'm more into NFL than I am college football. Please, I'm sorry.
Anyway, so just to move on to our next little session. Now, I don't know. Should we go with power ranking first, or should we? Yeah, I think we should do power rankings first,
and then predictions.
And then we should do our predictions.
Yeah.
So again, like last week, I'm gonna let you go over your power rankings first, and then I'm gonna do mine. So I'll give you the mic, and you go ahead.
Alrighty. Let me see here. Number 10. I'm not gonna change it from Thursday. I'm not gonna move them down just because there were other games played. I'm not, because that would be unfair. Denver Broncos. I'll give the same reasonings as I did last week. Their offense looks awful. They have a world beater defense. I do not believe Sean Payton can call an offensive game plan in 2025. But yeah, this game against Kansas City they have coming up will show to me and to many others if my fraud watch is deserved or not deserved. But yeah, there's not much to talk about here. I already gave my reasons last week. Give a brief overview this week. And we'll move on to a team that I do not know why I didn't have on power rankings last week. That is the Detroit Lions. Oh boy. If any Lions fans listened in and didn't hear Detroit on here, I'm so sorry. They have been like one of the more quieter teams in football this year, only because their division rival traded for a certain cowboy this before the season started, which completely took them out of the spotlight, which they should never have lost. The Lions are just fantastic. Jared Goff, one of the best game managers in football, and that is not to completely discredit him. Being a game manager is extremely hard, and he's one of the best at doing that. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, still two of the best, a top 5 running back in football. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery as an excellent running back too. Sam Laporta, I wish would get more touches, but what he does, he is absolutely a monster on the field. Amon-Ra St. Brown, top 5 receiver in football, some of the best hands in football, always going to have over 100 receptions each year, it just seems. Jameson Williams, one of the better deep threats in football. As I said earlier, one of the best offensive lines in football. Aiden Hutchinson, an absolute star on defense. Kirby Joseph, one of the more underrated safeties in football, along with the chess piece that is Brian Branch. Aleem McNeil, one of the best defensive tackles in football, and it's just a good defense with a ton of talent on it. And this team, I do believe, will overtake the Packers and still hang on to the NFC North crown that they've had for the last couple of seasons, which they deserve. They are still one of the most well-constructed teams in football, one of the most well-coached teams in football, and one of the most talented teams in football. Number 8. Boy, this team took a massive plunge. Well, not massive, but they did take a plunge in rankings compared to last week. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got completely usurped by the team they faced Sunday in the New England Patriots. But again, it just felt Sunday that some of the, similar to the Lions game, that some of the injuries caught up to them. Emeka Egbuka was out there, but you didn't have Bucky Irving for yet another game. You didn't have Mike Evans, which he won't be back till the end of the season. Chris Godwin was not out there again. And you really could not get anything going on offense. That Patriots defense is very underrated. But even still, you had that final opportunity when Drake May threw the red zone interceptions. You couldn't take advantage of it, and you let TreVeyon Henderson finally look like the running back we all expected him to be, and honestly should be. He should be running back 1 for the Patriots, but I'll get more on the Patriots later. But yeah, Tampa Bay is still going to win a division without a hitch. It's not going to change anything. They will be a dark horse in the playoffs, as they always are. Baker Mayfield is still an MVP candidate, even if he didn't have one of his better games Sunday. He still didn't play bad, but again, it could have been better. But they should be able to rest up on their bye week, maybe get Chris Godwin back the following week, and continue to stack up wins and just get healthy for the playoffs. Number 7, overtaking a team kicked out of power rankings from last week. Congratulations, Philly. You're number 7. That is, I can almost guarantee you will not be higher than this the entire year. That offense, as we stated, this was a defensive game Monday. and you just were able to score a one more field goal than the Packers were in a 10-7 victory. Kevin Patullo might be legitimately the worst offensive coordinator in the NFL. Well, that last go route for literally no reason on fourth down, what was the logic there? Like, the Packers, the fact they even had a 64-yard attempt on that last field goal, which should have been longer. I don't know why Jordan Love didn't look up at the top, at the left, to his left, to a wide open Christian Watson and him immediately getting out of bounds, getting like to 60, 59-yard field goal opportunity, but I digress. This offense is atrocious. I do not know how to feel. Just, again, I truly feel like you are frauds. Your defense is good. Your offense is just so inconsistent, and it is borderline bad. And yet, what's so infuriating, even as a Cowboys fan, you have your opportunities. Your A.J. Brown breakout games a couple times this season has shown that he's still A.J. Brown. Yet you still haven't really had Devontae Smith go off, and your leading receiver, I think, is Dallas Goedert. Like, I will not continue. I will continue to bring up your terrible offense until it starts playing better, and I don't think that'll happen as long as Kevin Patullo is offensive coordinator. That's all I gotta say. It's ridiculous in my opinion. Like, good God. Number 5, Seattle. No offense, my guy. I know you probably have them higher. You beat the Cardinals, who beat the Cowboys the previous week. I'm not going to give them a higher ranking because they did just beat up on a wounded bad team. I know that probably might be a little disrespectful, but even still, again, Sam Darnold's playing like an MVP, even if Sunday was not one of his better games, but honestly, he didn't need to be. That defense completely destroyed Arizona. DeMarcus Lawrence had 2 return touchdowns. That is how bad this was. They completely dog walked Arizona from start to finish. Like, yeah, you can go back and listen to what I said the previous week. It's resounding here. MVP caliber quarterback, a top 3 receiver in football at this moment. The running game theoretically should be better, but even still, it's a good offensive line, fantastic defense, and this game right here the game on Sunday between y'all and the Rams should show me who's really the number 1 team in football and who really should be the contender for a Super Bowl. Number 4. Oh, the evil empire is back. New England has revived the dynasty. The clone of Tom Brady is an MVP candidate. He's absolutely going off. Drake May is legitimately etching his way into top 10 talks. And he's legitimately their entire offense. You talk about early Buffalo Josh Allen, where he was the running game. He was just the entire offense before James Cook got there. He has been that basically the entire season. Finally, Travion Henderson had a good game. But even then, I don't think it was on that many carries. I think he had like 11 or 12. So he was still mostly the offense, and he's looked fantastic while being the entire offense. The defense is one of the more underrated units in the league. Like, Christian Gonzalez finally staying healthy, be one of the better cornerbacks in football. One of the more underrated pass rushes in the ball. And this team's just good. Like, I was hesitant to put them in top 10. They were on fringe. They were 12 in my power rankings beforehand. Yeah, you beat Tampa Bay, who was I think they were 4 last week as well. Yeah, you are going to bump up quite a bit. Yeah, and given how easy the rest of their schedule is, because how it's just gone for them, the Patriots are really, really close to being the 1 seed in the AFC again for like God knows how many times this century. Number 3. Oh, Indy, you did not move, but it doesn't matter. Jonathan Taylor is legitimately carrying y'all to relevance. Yes, Danny Dimes has been balling out, but he did have his greatest game Sunday. But even still, when Jonathan Taylor has over 230 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, you don't beat the Colts. You are never beating the Colts when Jonathan Taylor does that. Jonathan Taylor might legit break Barry Sanders' touchdown record of 31 before the 17th game. And even if he doesn't, he should be in the 17th game to try and break it. Like, he is having a generational season this year, and it's so fun to watch. He's been one of the more underrated running backs in football just because he's had injuries for a couple of seasons now. Yeah, it's safe to say that people are remembering Jonathan Taylor's name after quite a few years of ignoring it, and they shouldn't have been. Again, Daniel Jones has been playing pretty well. Michael Pittman, still the most underrated receiver in football. Tyler Warren's performance on Sunday is going to be forgotten just because of Jonathan Taylor's performance on Sunday. Like, he had 8 for over 100 yards receiving. Like, that is incredible for a rookie tight end. The defense with Sauce Gardner, it wasn't the greatest game that they could have had, but even still, it's still a good unit. It was just one of the games where Atlanta finally looked like not the most inconsistent team in football. It was one of their good games on offense, but their defense did not show up because Jonathan Taylor literally abused them. Like, they are going to win the AFC South by a mile, and it's not going to be close. It's like Tampa Bay and the NFC South. They are so far and above the competition. It is ridiculous. Number 2, Kansas City. They were on bye. I wasn't going to move them because they were on bye. I expect them to stay at number 2 this week, if that gives you a prediction on my prediction for Sunday. But yeah, again, just go back and listen to what I said last week. Mahomes is looking like Mahomes again. The running game is middling, but the receivers are going off. Kelsey can look like Kelsey in the right moments. The defense, led by Steve Spagnuolo, is still an elite unit. I do think, like, maybe Harrison Butker can cost them a game because he has looked real off for a little over a year now. But even still, you are Kansas City. You're going to make the playoffs. You're probably going to win the division because I do believe Denver will choke it. I might be wrong there, but who knows? Maybe it'll be like a Buffalo situation where you both just go in as wild cards and still meet in the AFC championship game, but who knows? But yeah, Kansas City's Kansas City. There's not much to say about them. And number 1, it's a team down in LA. It is a team down in LA, in SoFi, with an old man leading them, playing like an MVP. It is the Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford, have yourself a career season. 21 touchdowns and 2 picks, I believe, is his current stat line? Or was that before Sunday? I'll have to look that up real quick. Like,
He has 25 touchdowns and 2 interceptions on 2,400 yards.
Yeah, he's it's ridiculous. You talk about Rodgers and him having like MVP seasons nearing his 40s. We were worried about Stafford and his back before the season, and he might as well be doing cartwheels while throwing the football, bro. He is absolutely incredible this year. And the only reason I have the Rams above the Seahawks, their running game is better. Kyron Williams, again, an upper tier back. He absolutely just his extension this off season was worth it. Again, your receivers are two of the best in football. Puka Nakua, legitimately playing like the best receiver in football. Devontae Adams, starting to really get that connection with Matt Stafford going. Tyler Higbee, just solid tight end, good offensive line. Kobe Turner and Byron Young on the defensive line is an absolute monster unit. Like, again, you could go back to what I was saying last week and it ring true here, but you go to San Francisco and you completely dog walk them, albeit you should have in like week 4 I believe it was when you lost on Thursday night, but you obviously got revenge and you made San Francisco, who had been playing well even despite their injuries, look completely overmatched. And Kyle Shanahan looked completely overmatched in a coaching matchup with Sean McVay, still one of the best head coaches in football. This team is a Super Bowl contender, and it's not even close. Like, again, I think it's Seahawks Rams is an NFC in the NFC Championship, and really I think that's the Super Bowl. Like, the NFC looks extremely well, they're not extremely weak, but they look weaker than recent years. And the Rams and Seahawks seem so out in front of everybody at this point. Again, yeah, see, which is stupid because I have the Seahawks at 5, but again, in my defense, the Arizona still, y'all absolutely. This will be an absolute fireworks show on Sunday between y'all. This is going to be so much fun. I really think it should have been this Sunday night football game or Monday night. Y'all deserve prime time.
A bunch of those are like those are actually considerably different than mine. Um, you'll get my opinion on the Rams and Seahawks eventually. You'll get my opinions on them eventually. So, to start my power rankings, sorry, I apologize. To start off my power rankings, number 10, the Denver Broncos. I mean, I feel like even though they're lower, or no, we have them at the same, but I feel like I'm way higher on them than you. I have faith in the Broncos. Now, that may just be because I'm a Bo Nix homer a little bit. There may be a little bias in there, but take that bias aside, they're still a top 10 team in football. I mean, the defense is just destroying things, and the offense is having a tough time. But I feel like that if they can get it sorted out by Sunday or in a couple weeks, they will look like a top 5 team. It's just, can they do it in the amount of time that they have left in the season? That's not a whole lot on the Broncos. Number 9, I mean, this is a team that you didn't even have on yours. The Chicago Bears are my 9th best team in the NFL. The Chicago Bears, honestly, have surprised lots of people, and myself included. I mean, just to go over some stats real quick. Total yards per game, the Bears are number 3 and are only 5 yards behind the Bills. and which the Bills, and there's a considerable leap between the Bills and the Colts, but the Bears are right there in the when it comes to the top echelon of offensive football. And then you have passing yards per game. You have, or sorry, not passing yards, rushing yards per game. Chicago's number 2 in the league with 147, with number 1 being the Bills. But the Bears, I mean, I keep scrolling down at these stat categories. They're high on some of these lists. But then you have the problem, which is turnovers. Or not the problem. Hold up. Am I looking at this right? Never mind. This is not a problem. I was completely wrong about this. The Bears lead the league in turnover margin with plus 14. Number 2 is Jacksonville with plus 8. The Bears are playing good defensive football and are not turning the ball over. So I would say if you're scrolling through the games playing and you see the Bears, turn them on because there is some good football being played right now. I mean, this week they play the Vikings, another chance to pick up a dub. They're 6-3 right now. I am very high on the Bears, and I feel like they can be a wild card contender to make the divisional round. I don't think they're going to go far, but I feel like they're making a leap right now, and that will continue. Number 8, I mean, I said this when it came to, because they played on Sunday Night Football. One of them was going to get knocked out. You remember last week, Steelers and Chargers were at the top of my power rankings when it comes to, or the bottom of them when it comes to, like, the Steelers were number 10, I think. Chargers were number 9. Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers, are my number 8 slot on my power rankings. They beat the Steelers 25-10 in overall just a great showing when it comes to the offense. I mean, Justin Herbert stealing 220 yards with one passing touchdown. Kamani Vidal, I think that's how you say his name, with 95 rushing yards off of 25 carries. Excuse me, sorry. And then you have Ladd McConkey finally picking up his game with 107 yards and 1 touchdown off of 4 receptions. And the defense is playing pretty solid too. I mean, you have Khalil Mack with a sack, Dayan Henley with 6 total tackles and 5 solo tackles, and they just completely outplayed the Steelers. I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers throwing for 2 interceptions, picking off one of the better quarterbacks in the league for two times, stopping their rushing game almost entirely with their best running back, Jaylen Warren, only getting 70 yards. I mean, this is good football that the Chargers are playing. The Chargers are playing good football, and I think that will continue. I truly do. Number 7, I'll keep this brief. We've talked about them a lot today. I have the Eagles. Eagles are playing great football, great defensive football at least. But there's some drama going on with the offense. I mean, the offense is being as productive as it needs to be to win games, which is what good teams do. But great teams are better than this. And I feel like the Eagles need to be better. They have one of the all-time great running backs of the modern football era in Saquon Barkley. And, I mean, compared to last season, Saquon isn't even in the conversation, or isn't even, like, in as many conversations as he was last year. I mean, Saquon just isn't playing his best football, but that can change. But what needs to change is the receiving core. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown are just not playing the best football. I mean, I'm looking at the receiving numbers right here. Their best receiver is number 12, behind Chris Olave, behind Jalen Waddle, behind Drake London is Devontae Smith. And their next best receiver, that's at number 12. Their next best receiver, still scrolling. I am still scrolling. Number 50, A.J. Brown. Now, A.J. Brown has, I believe he's been hurt a little bit. I'm pretty sure he has. But, I still just think I still think this team could be so much better than what it is right now. And I just feel like the Eagles, if they want to jump higher in my rankings, they need to show on offense what they're showing on defense. Number 6, the Buccaneers. Buccaneers take a loss to the Patriots. Emeka Egbuka has a pretty good game. They're still relying on him as their main receiving threat right now. Rachaad White's still dealing in Bucky Irving's absence. And Baker Mayfield is still playing great football. And I'm kind of with you. This is one way we're kind of close on. I agree with all your points that the Buccaneers they're kind of slipping right now, but they're still a great team and can definitely be a dark horse contender. Now, with my top 5, I'm going to probably take a little longer because I just like to go more in depth when it comes to the teams that are in my top 5. And at number 5, I have the Detroit Lions. Now, I'm with you when it comes to being a game manager is not an insult. Jared Goff, if you want, he brings that veteran mindset. Hey, do this, do that. He's a leader. He's a captain, and he is leading this offense, which is number. Look at this. Is number 6 in total yards with 372 per game. And, most of those yards are coming from Jared Goff. You have 200. You have over 2,000 passing yards from Jared Goff already.
And if I can
this
interrupt,
isn't his best season. You know that he's going to be slipping off.
if I can interrupt you for just a second, they also have second most average points per game at 31.1 at 31.2. So that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then you have, that just adds to my point. The Lions offense, the Lions offense is still dealing. And their defense is starting to pick up as well. They averaged the fourth most sacks in the league with 30. And when it comes to defensive yards allowed, they're right there in the top 10 with only averaging just under 300 yards per game. And that defense shines as well because they are number 5 in turnover margin with +6. So it's an all-around good team, but they just aren't putting it together like they have for the past couple years. And I think they look to do that with a game. Who they play this week? Let me pull that up. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place.
The Lions? Or who?
Oh yeah, with the Eagles. I completely forgot.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football.
You good.
What's a better chance to show who they are than against another one of the top teams in the league? So, I just think that I keep saying the Rams because I'm looking at my list, but the Lions are playing great football and have a chance to maybe even bust into the top 3 with a win over the Eagles. We'll go over my prediction later. Number 4, I hate to say it. You know I do. I hate to say it. But the Los Angeles Rams are playing, man. They are playing football at its finest.
Well, I could hear it in your voice. I can hear it in your voice. I can hear it in your voice.
I hate it. I hate to say it. The Rams are playing good football. Matthew Stafford gets up from his rocking chair, puts the cane down, and is stealing over 2,400 yards this season. Puka Nacua has been hurt, but he's still number 3 in receiving yards with 775. And when it comes to defense, I mean, you have Byron Young, who is the fourth most tackles in the league right now with 9. It's it's just so it's infuriating to see it. But the Rams are playing good football. I mean, here, let's look at some of these wins they've had. I mean, they're playing now. I will admit their loss to the 49ers kind of knocked out my one of my pick'em leagues where you have to get it right every week, so that kind of made me mad the one week I picked them. But you have wins over quality teams like the Colts and the Jaguars and the Niners. And then you have some losses to, again, the 49ers, the Eagles. But, again, this team is playing great football. They have a good resume, and there's a reason that they're in the top 5 of most people's lists, and there's a reason that they are number 1 on yours. They are a good football team, and they're in this matchup. Again, and I completely agree with you. This matchup this Sunday afternoon could be your NFC Championship game, and it will. I honestly give a 100% chance that this game decides the division in the NFC West. Number 3, this is one of the teams that I have just been waiting to talk about. I keep looking at my stats. I keep looking at this. The Indianapolis Colts are playing great football. Daniel Jones leads the league in passing. Jonathan Taylor leads the league in rushing. And then you have a rookie at number 16 in receiving yards with 617. Tyler Warren. I mean, and Michael Pittman's right there. You have Alec Pierce right there when it comes to receiving. I mean, this offense is doing wonders upon this league. Indiana Jones is, you just don't see seasons like this a whole lot. When it comes to quarterbacks in general, and especially with Daniel Jones' situation, you don't see this a whole lot at all. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But the real story is Jonathan Taylor. He leads the league in carries, yards, and touchdowns. He leads the league in rushing touchdowns with 15. Do you know who number 2 is? Do you?
I'm going
It's
to.
Josh Jacobs.
I was gonna say Bijan.
With 11. He is a whole. Or is it Bijan? Hold up. I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was. You might be right, but it just.
Correct myself if it's wrong.
You might be right, but it just feels like it would just be Bijan this year, or maybe he's like second in touches. Who knows? Maybe that's what I'm getting mixed up on.
No, Oh,
it's James Cook. James Cook with
no, it's not. No, it's not. That's yards.
No attempt.
That's yards. It's and touchdowns. It is Josh Jacobs. I mean, Josh Jacobs has 11. Nobody else has double digits. It's Josh Jacobs. So Josh Jacobs.
Second.
Sorry.
Second.
Josh Jacobs is number 2, and he's a full game's worth of touchdowns. Sorry, what?
I thought you were saying attempts. I thought you were saying rushing attempts. Excuse me.
No. Rushing touchdowns. Rushing touchdowns. So Josh Jacobs is a full, maybe 2 games worth of rushing touchdowns behind Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
15 rushing touchdowns, 10 games into the season like this is unheard of.
Exactly.
It's unheard of.
It's incredible. It's just flat out incredible.
It's generational football being played, and it's all you can do is sit back and watch. But I'll tell you what, there are 2 teams that I still think are better. And number 2 is the New England Patriots. Look at this resume. You beat the Panthers by like 29. You beat the Bills in Buffalo. You beat the Saints. And now when I say these bad teams, they're beating teams. They're playing better on the road than they are at home, which is something that you're going to have to deal with if you aren't when you are playing the top teams in your conference. I mean, they are winning games on the road versus the Buccaneers, versus the Bills. I mean, Drake May is giving you an all-time season for when it comes to a second-year player. And is it Travion Henderson? Yeah, Travion Henderson is playing good football. I mean, Stephon Diggs is bringing something to this locker room that hasn't been there since maybe Gronk was there. Just a dominant receiving threat that has the swagger, has the confidence to do what he does. And this offense is just so good. I mean, Drake May is top 5 in passing yards as a second-year player. Second year. Last year he was playing behind was it Jacoby Brissett or Josh Dobbs?
I think it was
Could have been one of the two.
I think it was Jacoby. You're wrong.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. He was playing games by Jacoby Brissett, and this season now he's coming out and is leading his team in passing yards. He's number 2 in the team on rushing yards, too. I mean, he is literally their entire offense, and I'm surprised. Oh, my God. He also has he's last, but I mean, he also has receiving yards this season. I wouldn't be surprised if I come up here and I see punt return touchdowns as one of his stats, because Drake May is the entire Patriots team right now. And I have to respect that. I have to respect it. But number one, there's something going on in Seattle, Washington. And it cannot be ignored. And you can call bias all you want, but I can pull up examples of the Seahawks being number 1 in multiple people and lots of people's power rankings. Dominant wins over the Cardinals, the Commanders with Jaden Daniels, over the Steelers, over the Jaguars. We're beating good teams, and the only thing that are holding the Seahawks back this year are their own mistakes, like the 49ers game with that fumble, or the Buccaneers game with the pick. The Seahawks season are going to come down to capitalization, which is something that I have in my notes that I'm going to talk about a little later before your rant, is capitalization. You have the best receiver, one of the best receiving seasons so far in football history. You have an underrated running game. You have a playing on an MVP level when it comes to, or comeback player of the year level, or not comeback. No, I was right. MVP level season. Capitalize on it. Don't be happy with a wild card or divisional exit. Go to the NFC Championship game. You have a shot at the Super Bowl right now. Mike McDonald has a team on his hands that Seattle hasn't seen since the Legion of Boom when it comes to overall good teams. And this defense is also not generational, but it is dealing. I say that a lot, dealing. But if you look at these stats, I mean, let's look at some of these stats, these team stats. The Seahawks are number 2 in sacks. They are, let's see here, top 10 in yards allowed per game. I mean, both sides of the ball are playing great. You could ask for a better season when it comes to turnovers. Sam Darnold's thrown 6 picks. But if you clean up those mistakes and capitalize off of unfinished drives, I don't know if there's very many things that can stop the Seahawks from hoisting the Lombardi this February.
I can't really
So
say you're wrong in any of your takes on the Seahawks. I understand it. Again, I do think that the the game Sunday between y'all probably does decide the NFC West, as it should. This is the game of the week by far. Like, this is going to be such a fun shootout, or it could be just a fun defensive game. Who knows? Like, this is.
It's going to be a game.
Yeah.
No matter what way you look at it, it's going to be a close game.
Yeah.
So, just to move on a little bit, we're going to go to our predictions. So last week, I went 10-4 on my pick'em. My best predictions, I'm pulling it up right now, in my opinion, were. By the way, I am 88-47 on the season right now. My best predictions were the Bears over the Giants, the Jets over the Browns, the Patriots over the Buccaneers, and the Chargers over the Steelers. So, I'm feeling pretty confident in what my picks are going to be this week, and I'll share those in a minute. What did you go this past week?
I won a big ol' 8-6. Picking the Browns and Packers were not good ideas. They were not good ideas at all. Like, I knew those had, like, maybe I did not expect the Browns to completely just forget how to play special teams twice. They probably win that game if they do remember how to play special teams. But the Packers one, that one was a lot more obvious if it was going to fail or not, because Eagles have little black magic this year. But yeah, like 8-6 isn't bad. I am a solid. Oh shoot! I closed down my little dock here. I am a pretty solid 86-49 this year. And people say I don't know ball.
Alrighty.
I think we both know.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So, to move on to our... go ahead.
I think we both know who we picked for Thursday night, so let's go 1, 2, 3. Patriots.
The Patriots. I'll start off the predictions with mine. Patriots, coming off of a good win, face the Jets at home. If the Jets put up more than 10 points, I would be surprised, because the Patriots are going to put some serious DTA right now. Then I have the Dolphins over the Commanders, the Panthers over the Falcons, the Buccaneers over the Bills, the Texans over the Titans, the Bears over the Vikings, the Packers over the Giants, the Steelers over the Bengals, the Chargers over the Jaguars, the Seattle Seahawks over the Los Angeles Rams, the Niners over the Cardinals, Ravens over the Browns, Broncos over the Chiefs, Lions over the Eagles, and your team on Monday, I have the Dallas Cowboys over the Raiders. And if you want to call me out on any of those predictions, I will gladly explain them.
Yeah. As I said, I picked Patriots, similar to him. I picked Dolphins, similar to him. Also went Panthers for the upset on Sunday against the Falcons. I went Buffalo instead. I understand you feeling the way you do about the Bucks. It was a real coin toss for me, but I don't. I just feel like Buffalo will come in there like angry and wanting like some get back after being humiliated Sunday against Miami. So that's the only reason I picked them there. Texans also want the Bears as well. Packers, Steelers, Chargers. I also picked your team, the Seahawks, to go over the Los Angeles Rams.
Go 12's, baby. Go Big 12.
Niners over the Cardinals. Ravens over the Browns. I went Chiefs over the Broncos. Boy, I cannot wait till like a 31-10 win for Kansas City Sunday. It will feel so good to see if I'm right on calling them out as fraudulent. Lions over the Eagles. And obviously, I'm never picking against my team. Cowboys over the Las Vegas Raiders. So we have some pretty similar.
And just so you guys know, we did not talk about our predictions before this recording. So, yeah, the fact that they're pretty similar is kind of funny.
Yeah, like me and you have similar ball knowledge, I think. Like we have very similar opinions on teams. Obviously, you have some higher than, and I have some lower for our opinions. But yeah, when it comes to on game day, we have pretty similar opinions, I feel.
So, just to move on to our closing segment, before I give it to you to end us off, and then I'll give our outro, I just have to one thing to say before I give you your rant. So just give me just a minute or so to talk about how the Seahawks need to capitalize.
I mean, go ahead. Now mute.
Both of our losses come from our own mistakes, as I've already said. And this isn't going to be a whole tangent. I just want to reiterate the only way the Seahawks are going to beat the Rams this week is if you can play safe and flashy football. I mean, you have flashy football with JSN catching all these passes, but don't throw passes that are just to get a highlight. Play safe football, beat them close, beat them big, but by any means beat the Rams. And just a little off topic, which is your rant. It's a little off topic, but it is about Dallas sports. So go off, have some fun, and I'll be here.
Hey, you went off on college football last week, a little Hugh Freeze. I have my own sports demon to exercise here. Oh, it was a good Dallas Mavericks morning a couple of mornings ago when the news of Hitler being fired from the organization happened. Nico Harrison, the architect of the Luka Doncic is no longer on the team. He's gone. And the vibes, even if you lost the following game again after he was fired, the team just felt so much better to watch. Cooper Flagg also had his best career game too, so it just Oh, Nico, you failure of a general manager. So, yeah, he was somewhat of an architect of the title team. Uh, the Mavericks were probably the only real team in the Kyrie sweepstakes. They got Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington for cheaper than they probably should have went for, and he was able to construct a team around Luka. But that little thing, that little worm inside you that just comes up sometimes called pride, really came in uh, when everyone was just giving it up for Luca. Like Luca's the face of the team. Oh, but I want it to be all about me. I want to be the architect of my own dynasty. Like Luca's not that important. Luca doesn't have that much value to this team. Let's trade him for a 31-year-old Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first round pick. Only one. And we're doing bad. Oh, Anthony Davis got injured. Oh, Kyrie Irving got injured.
But buddy, you got rid of Max Kleber.
Brother, I would have preferred Maxi Kleba over Anthony Davis at this point. You want to know how bad that is? Maxi Kleba had more value on this team than Anthony Davis does now. Kyrie Irving leading the offense. Oh, he got injured because literally everybody else got injured, making him play Kobe minutes. Making him play 2012 Kobe minutes. And you know what happened to 2012 Kobe? You want to know what happened? Brother popped his Achilles. Kyrie only tore his ACL, but it might as well have been the same thing that happened. Oh, boy. Oh, but let's also trade Quentin Grimes and a pick to get an injury-prone Caleb Martin who's done nothing for your franchise. Oh, well, let's not trade Jalen Brunson at the peak of his value. Let's just let him walk to New York and let him become a superstar there. Yes, he wouldn't have been as good near as good as he's been in on the Knicks. I don't care. He would have been a fantastic bench scorer, or you could have moved him to shooting guard. And yeah, the trade of Davis Bertans and Spencer Dinwiddie for Kristaps Porzingis, way too low value for a guy who is still an all-star caliber talent. Like, this idiot was such a terrible general manager. He took a title team and tore it down within half a year. What is wrong with you? Oh, excuse me, 9 months. He tore it down in 9 months. And now Cooper Flagg's the face of your franchise well before he should be, and it should be for a different team, because Luka Doncic should still be here, and this should still be a title team, and one of the favorites in the West. Instead, we're a lottery team, and we're going to be trading AD, and probably Kyrie when he gets healthy, for way, way, way less than the value they should command, because this team sucks. I feel so bad for Jason Kidd, bro. Like, oh my god. Whatever. And you want to know something stupid? A report came out today. Apparently, he also had Drew Holiday is the same tier of player as Nikola Jokic? That's the guy you had running your basketball operations? I don't. If we had traded 5 first-round picks for 35, 36-year-old Drew Holiday, there would not be a house where I stand anymore. There would not be a house where I stand anymore. Whatever. That's my rant. That is my rant. Nico Harrison, you are a complete failure as a general manager. There are bad general managers make risky moves and they don't pan out. Good general managers make risky moves and they do pan out. And then there's you. Then there's you.
We love a healthy relationship between a general manager and his team.
Shut up.
So, that will cap off, as it usually does, our rant. The rant will cap off the second episode of the 12's and Stars Sports Talk podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Enjoy your evening. Open up a nice cold beverage and watch Thursday Night Football. I am your host, Wardang Sports, with my co-host, Prescott Season. God bless you. Be safe and good night.
We love y'all, guys.